This is episode 52 of the Rise Up podcast. We're a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. Our podcast is a weekly conversation that will help you think and grow in your faith. If you haven't already, subscribe today so you don't miss a single episode, and find out more about our show at familylife.org.
Today is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. This is Rise Up on Family Life.
I'm like so much in my routine that it doesn't even occur to me to think about just trying something new, like something I haven't done before.
Right.
And I'm thinking like about a new hobby because this was a really fun experience I had to try something new recently.
It's supposed to be good for your brain and to try something new, and it helps things out. So anyway, yeah.
Well, and it's also it can be good for your confidence too if you say, "Hey, I might have a knack for this." It was watercolor. I'd never done watercolor before, and not really much of anything with paint, but my wife is really creative and she's really artistic. I had this vision for something. Like, you ever had that? You have an idea for something, you think, I don't know if I can pull that off. Is that my thing? Well, give it a shot. I had this vision of something I wanted to watercolor for my brother for a gift for Christmas. I did not start out with the skills to do it. I knew somebody who did. I do. My wife, she's really talented with this, and she kind of led me through the steps. Along the way, I discovered, one, this is harder than I thought, and really a lot of respect for people who can do it. But two, like, okay, I can learn something new. I can try something new. I found that was a really fun experience to think, that's something I'd like to do. You know what? I know somebody who can help me out with that. Why not just try it and see like it can, like you said, build those connections in your brain and build your confidence too.
And also, I think when you try something new that someone else that you're close to does, that gives you like something else in common that you can talk about.
Absolutely. And you can totally appreciate that. It's something else you can go to them for in reference. Absolutely. It does all of that.
Right.
I'm kind of embarrassed how infrequently I try something new, I guess. Like I'm looking back at the past few months and I'm like, well, we went to like Santa Monica Pier for the first time, but okay, whatever. Like that's not anything super hard. I made a new kind of cookie at Christmas. Really love that one. I went to this laundromat I'd never been to the other day because our washing machine broke. Like I wouldn't call that a new thing, but it's funny because right before Christmas, I did paint something I have never painted before. And I've painted with acrylics in the past, like on canvas, but one of my daughters wanted a painted Bible, and people create these and they sell them on Etsy. And so I went to buy her one, and they were really expensive. And I firmly believe in supporting artists, but I thought to myself as I looked at these painted Bibles, I can do that for like a lot less money, And so my desire to be frugal definitely won out at Christmas time. And so I went online and ordered the Bible she wanted at a much cheaper price than buying one painted. And I read how to paint it myself, and I did. And she loved the gift. And I'm really glad I did it. And I bought a couple extra Bibles. I'm thinking I might paint those as gifts. But it's funny. That's one of the things that I would like to do more of in 2023. And I'm embarrassed that we're already this far into the year and I haven't done that. Like I have to at least do one new thing this month, right? Because if I'm going to do something for 2023, like it's time to get going with it. And so this is kind of a challenge reminder to me to be like, it's good for your brain. It's also just good for your soul. I think when you get pushed out of your comfort zone in one area, whether it be, something you're trying to do for your health or something that you're trying to do creatively or something like that, it makes you more aware of the thought process around other things. When you're challenging your brain to try something new, when you open the Bible, like it's new to you, it speaks to you differently, or you hear sermons differently. Like when you begin to think in new and different ways, I think your brain begins to forge new paths in many areas. So I think it's good for you all around. And I'm like a little ashamed that I haven't done more of that lately,
Well, Terese, I 100% understand your embarrassment, you say, or whatever it is, to try something new. Because here's what I've learned just recently by trying something new. Now, I didn't go into it intending necessarily to do anything new, but it reminded me, and maybe it's going to help me in the future. Maybe it'll help you to, okay, you're reluctant to try something new. Why don't you say, we're to praise God and give God everything, to say, God, I'm going to try something new. Use whatever it is, use this for your glory. Use it somehow. I don't even understand how to do it yet, but you, God, can do amazing things. Here's why I learned that lesson. You guys know me. I am such, and this is why, Terese, it's hard for me to try something new. I am such a creature of habit. You eat a banana at like the same time every single day.
Exactly. Never fails.
I know. And the same, I could do, anyway, I just do the same thing over and over again. And so it's really hard for me to say, I'm going to try something new. Now, for the last 2 or 3 years, I've been intending to, and I go to the gym almost at the same exact time every day, so much so that the people there, if they go, Steve, you're 10 minutes late today. I was like, it's the same time every day. I'm such, again, creature of habit.
Right.
So for the last several years, I'm saying, okay, again, even in the exercise realm, you're supposed to try something different as far as exercise because it's better for your body. It's better for your muscles.
Your muscle memory and things.
Exactly. Yeah. So try something new. And so what do? Every day I'm going in there. It's like, okay, here we go. And I go to my same elliptical machine every single day. It's like I don't try something new, even though I know I'm supposed to. All right. So here's what happened. This was several weeks back where here I go, same time, going to the gym. I'm going to try something different today. And I went at a time that I don't normally go. So the schedule was a little bit different. Yeah, good start. I know. Something different. So it was weird. So I go, and the elliptical machine that I go on every day is being used by someone. Now there's a couple of other elliptical machines down the row that are a little bit different. They're still elliptical.
This is good though.
I know.
This is good. Yeah.
But I'm forced to do something new. I kind of wanted to, but so I see this lady on my elliptical machine and I don't say anything to her, but so I try this other one. I'm like, okay, this is good. And
still an elliptical machine. I just got to say, it's still the elliptical.
Like the exact same piece
It's just
of
a different machine.
But no, it's a different.
But this is big, Steve. This is still big
because elliptical machines can be different. It's a different
Okay, so
type.
it's a different type.
Yes,
Okay,
a different
got
type.
it.
Right.
So I'm on this different type of elliptical machine, and I'm like, ooh, this is harder. No wonder I don't want to do that. It was like it was using different kind of muscles, and I'm like, ugh. And about 5 or 10 minutes in, all of a sudden I'm realizing, hey, this is what I've been doing this is what I've been wanting to do all along, trying something new. And now I'm forced to do it. Why? Because she's on my elliptical machine. And then all of a sudden, and this sounds weird because I'm not the kind of guy who talks to people in the gym either. I go in, do my thing, leave. And I know I should do better at that as well. So I hear the Holy Spirit. This is saying, thank that woman for being on that machine because it forced you to do something new and something different. And you've been trying to do
now
this.
you're talking to strangers. That's something else new.
I know. It's like that's why I said to my head, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. One, I don't want to talk to someone else in the gym. I don't want to be that guy in the gym. It's a small gym. I don't want to be that guy going to this woman and saying, hey, I don't want to be that guy. Right. So I'm just going to ignore her. But I keep hearing, thank her for being there and doing that. It helped you. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't talk to people. Like, All right. So she gets off her my elliptical machine, but she gets off the one that she was borrowing from me and leaves. And I'm like, okay, good. So I finish my routine. I finish my workout. I turn around. It's a small gym and she's nowhere to be seen because there's not many people. It's early in the morning. And I'm like, whew, good. I don't have to talk to her. That's perfect. And I go to get my jacket in the back of the gym. And who comes walking right toward me down? Of course, it's her. And this lady, she's probably, I don't know, I'm just guessing in her 40s, somewhere in there. And she has one of those resting mean faces.
Okay.
She's
she doesn't
not
look
approachable.
friendly.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't look friendly at
Okay.
all, which is another reason I didn't want to say anything. And I'm like, okay, so I walk right by her and she has little plugs in her ears. And I'm like, okay, God's been telling me to speak. So just thank her for being there. It's going to sound weird. So I stop and I'm like, hello. I said, this is either going to be the weirdest thing you've ever heard, or maybe you need to hear this. I have no idea. And I go through my story of how I've been trying to change my habits. And I said, because of you being here at this time, you have forced me to do something different. She goes, yeah, that machine's harder over there. And I'm like, yeah, I know it is. And I said, I just wanted to say thank you. Just thank you for showing up and being here this morning because it helped me do something different, do something new. And I was expecting and I said, okay, thanks. And I start to walk away and I look at her and she has tears in her eyes.
Oh.
And I'm like, I know. I'm like, I'm not expecting this. And she said, thank you. You don't know how much I needed to hear that this morning. My husband died around Christmas last year. Oh. And this has been a really, really tough year. And just yesterday, I was at a store and bought an angel for the tree for him. And even the checkout person at this big store said, "Oh, that's a neat angel." And she said, "Yeah, I bought it for," and this checkout person came out from behind and gave her a hug. She goes, "So yesterday I get a hug from a total stranger. Today you come up to me and just say, thank you for being here." And she goes, people need to talk to people more. People don't do that anymore. They don't just come up and talk. She goes, people are approachable. And I said, well, I said, you thanked me. You helped me. If, that helped you. And as I'm walking away, I said, thanks. See ya. Walked away. And I think I hear her voice saying, she says, well, praise Jesus.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I stopped and turned around. And I said, excuse me, did you just say praise Jesus? And she goes, well, I don't know if I said it. I thought it. And I'm like, oh. I said, well, my wife and I believe in the power of prayer. So we're going to pray for you. And I got her name and I've been praying for her just to,
yes.
But it's trying something new, how God's going to use it. You never know how God's going to use it. He's going to take you out of your comfort zone and maybe just use it to help someone else. You don't really know. So yeah, try something new today. Hope that's an encouragement to you to give it to God and try something new.
You're not late. You're right on time. And we're glad you're here. This is Rise Up on Family Life.
The lights.
Yes.
The people, the paparazzi. The Sundance Film Festival is happening this weekend. And if you're like me, you're probably going, so?
The what?
Right.
I'm not really that into Hollywood things, but I don't know. There was something about the name Sun Dance,
Right.
I mean, imagine seeing the sun so much that you want to dance. And then
Imagine.
I thought, well, we haven't really had that happen around here lately. So if we were going to have a film festival that would draw legions of Hollywood's elite,
Right.
Yeah.
what would it be called?
Yeah, since we don't have much sun and
Right.
we don't dance a lot. Tim, do you have any?
Well, yeah, I'd think probably more in the artsy kind of crowd. These films, they're so insightful. I'd probably say like the Interpretive Overcast Festival.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm going with Kevin Williams, our meteorologist, likes to use this word when it happens. How about the Grapple Slide? The Grapple Slide Festival.
I don't think it's actually going to get better than Grapple Slide, but we have a couple texts here. Chris in Machias says, how about the Puddle Jumper Festival?
Yeah, we've had some
That
of
sounds
those.
like
We
it
could
could
do
be
that.
a good idea. David texted in to say the Winter Waltz.
Yeah.
He's from Cranberry, Pennsylvania. It sounds idyllic, the kind of event you would have in Cranberry. And then Mark in Rochester says the Snow Globe Film Festival.
Oh, no, that actually...
That's more like a sleet globe.
Yeah, well,
Slush globe or something like that.
We hope the rest of your day is just as much fun as this. You're listening to Rise Up on Family Life.
I didn't even know it was a problem. But apparently, I know I'm a problem sometimes, but this is something totally different. The problem is super pigs.
Well, I didn't either know that was a problem.
Wow.
See?
How does it? I mean, it sounds like it'd be a good thing, honestly, but maybe I just need to know more about what a super pig is.
I like the
Able
theme
to
song Terese
snort
just
in
did.
a single bound.
Oh, boy, we have something here. Canada has had problem with super pigs. These are pigs that are, by the way, putting them together with boars, and they become these pigs that are not good for the crops. They eat the crops. They eat other animals.
Like out in the wild and
out
stuff?
in the wild.
Ooh, okay. I don't want a
wild
super pig.
super pig is different than domesticated super pig.
Exactly. And by the
Can't put
way,
the cape on the wild ones.
boy, it is hard. It's hard to get them around that.
Right, they don't like
Well,
that.
they don't
tusks.
even, no, they don't snort. I don't think
tusks
that's
get in the
funny
way.
at all. But the whole thing about, by the way, you probably don't even know, I didn't, the difference between a boar. Is a boar a male pig? For starters, a boar is a male swine. A boar is another type of pig or swine. They're usually associated with, and sometimes the term wild boar is loosely, I'm sorry, am I boring you?
Oh, gee. Am I boring? I get.
It's a problem, and we didn't even know it. By the way, the fur of the wild boar has more stiff bristles. We're still boring you?
Boring.
Of course we're happy. You're here. Why wouldn't we be? Thanks for listening to Rise Up on Family Life.
Ever feel like you need a map just to find everything on your shopping list? At regular box stores, you're left to navigate for yourself through the untamed wilds of different departments.
Not at HIJ Marts, where everything is sorted alphabetically.
Okay, I'm looking for a wall clock.
You'll find one conveniently located between walkie-talkies and watermelons. With 26 extra long aisles, HIJ Mart is stocked with everything you need from A to Z.
Well, I see spoons and steak knives here, but I just need a fork.
Down a few aisles between fish food and the Foreman grills.
HIJ Mart is a great way to get my steps in. I'll clock at least a quarter mile, and all I'm buying today are Apple Jacks and Zebra Kids.
Shopping as easy as apples, batteries, clothespins. HIJ Mart. Next time, won't you shop with me?
It's Steve, Terese, and Tim helping you to rise up on family life. A friend you can turn to.
It's kind of all become social media, from entertainment to like how we even get jobs. Basically every part of modern life has a social media component. What if there were social media in Bible times?
All right, now that we changed that camel hair tunic profile pic, we got to clean up your LinkedIn resume, John. So work experience. Can you be any more specific on your responsibilities as the baptizer?
There's a lot of shouting in the wilderness mostly. And bugs. I like to take a little honey, and then I dip them in there, and it's...
You know what? It's all about who you know, right? I see here that you baptized Jesus of Nazareth. His endorsement would make a splash.
How do I remove someone from my friends list?
I don't know, Methuselah. No one my age uses the Facebook anymore.
You know, no one calls it that, right? It's just MySpace.
Y'all, Moses' sister Miriam really started a fire trend on TikTok. This Red Sea dance is spreading like locusts. Too soon?
Too soon.
Let your speech always be gracious. Colossians 4. God wants us to bless each other in all the ways we connect.
You know, he's right.